Also the irony and the sarcasm. I don't even know if that was written in the beginning, but I just like would read lines like that.
First of all, we know that Noah has somewhat of a troubled past, but part of her strength lies in her athletic talents. So, Maya, to start off, what was it like for you to play such a complex character?
Oh, it was such an honor. It was such an incredible challenge and such an honor. I think as a Latina woman, first Latina liar, all of those things, seeing characters that are written for people like me that have that level of complexity in mainstream YA media isn't really the norm. And so getting to read her and get to know her was so moving and exciting. And I cannot wait to get on set every single day. But I think there's so much beauty in finding who she is behind that tough girl facade that she puts on, and striving, like moving away from stereotypes and moving away from whatever it might appear from the outside was honestly my favorite part of portraying Noah. And I love her and I think she's awesome. And above all, she's a loyal person. And that's something I admire a lot in people. So getting to play that on screen was also really fun.
Yeah, that's really great. And then with Minnie, her childhood trauma is an important part of her story. So Malia, how did you approach this role in terms of illustrating how that trauma and then that isolation as well impacts her sense of self?
Yeah, I think having such a defining moment kind of touch every part of her life and how her mothers isolated her and how they kind of made her fear a lot of the world and what that does to a person psychologically. I mean, she doesn't have a lot of community. She goes home and then she works at the pawn shop that's under her apartment, and then she goes online in her room. So it's like she kind of revolves around these four corners. And it's that creates this curiosity that's so powerful and motivates Mouse throughout the entire season because of the solitude that she's had to experience for so long. So it was something I had to do with sensitivity, of course, and be specific about the way that she moves now, discovering friends and being so excited and gleeful, but also like still maintaining the fact that she's been wronged in life and that she is distrustful. And so she's delicate about when she chooses to speak and chooses to show her true self.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm also curious, in what ways do both of you relate to your characters the most?
In so many ways. I love Noah, and I feel like we're both so similar to our characters. I think Noah is so straightforward and very honest and just like straight to the point. I'm very much like that too. Also the irony and the sarcasm. I don't even know if that was written in the beginning, but I just like would read lines like that.
I am the funniest person I know, so it was.
I'm not that funny. I'm just funny to laugh at, not with. But I would say I do relate to a lot of things that Noah has and does. And I prioritize my mom and my brother over everything in life. So I do really love that aspect of her.
And yeah, for me, I think I've always been very introverted. I was a super shy kid, and definitely throughout high school, I felt kind of other. And that wasn't necessarily due to any circumstances, but it's interesting when growing up and growing pains, like sometimes you can feel so isolated from your peers and so outside of the norm. And so it was really wonderful having an opportunity to capture a character that is on that journey of finding and accepting herself through her peers, because it's definitely something I had to go through myself.
And finally, assuming you both make it out of season 1 alive, what do you want to see for your characters going forward should the show continue?
I would say exploring herself outside as well of the group dynamic. I think so much of the mystery and the terror puts things into perspective, and you prioritize obviously that and staying alive over anything else. But I would say getting to know her backstory a little bit more would be really interesting, and who she truly is outside of all the external circumstantial stuff that truly made season 1 so exciting and exhilarating.
I find that Mouse is often running away in one way or another from her circumstances, and I would be really excited to see her kind of embrace in season 2 her, whether it be her home life or the things that are kind of right in front of her, instead of going in a direction that might be more dangerous. Mouse, settle down.
All right. Well, thank you for your time today, Maya and Malia. Congratulations on this show, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.